That's Nervo. Ladies and gentlemen, DJ Dolby on the turntables. Nervo will be our special guest DJ duo on Sunday to the gold medal match. But now, it's up to everybody in the house. The big decision has to be made tonight. Serbia or France, who will advance to the semis?
Allez, vous êtes en train d'écouter, mesdames et messieurs, vous écoutiez, pardon, eh bien, la musique de Nervo, ces deux DJs australiennes qui sont actuellement, et qui ont gagné les derniers Grammy Awards, qui sont classées premières dans le classement mondial des DJs. Voilà donc l'hymne du volleyball par la FIVB à l'occasion de cette Volleyball Nations League. Nervo que vous pourrez retrouver, eh bien, juste avant la rencontre finale de cette Volleyball Nations League pendant 45 minutes. Un DJ set de Nervo vous attendra. Et puis maintenant, vous le savez, équipe de France, équipe de Serbie, France-Serbie. C'est super simple, c'est une sorte de quart de finale, mesdames et messieurs. Une sorte de quart de finale, il faut absolument que l'équipe de France remporte son match et elle souhaite accéder aux demi-finales. Il faut absolument que l'équipe de Serbie gagne son match, elle souhaite accéder aux demi-finales. Voilà, vous avez toutes les informations vraiment hyper rapides concernant les points entre ces deux équipes. L'équipe de France peut également terminer première, deuxième de son groupe. Nous verrons ça donc en votre compagnie tout à l'heure. A tout de suite, mesdames et messieurs, dans 25 petites minutes. Alors que Ayam est dans la place, Ali.
Preliminary bully, where also Brazil is in this group. Guys, Serbia was playing Brazil on Thursday, and Serbia lost in straight sets. 16 to 25, 26 to 28, and 19 to 25. France, on the other hand, they played Brazil, the reigning Olympic champion, on Wednesday. It was a thriller. It was a 15-13 in the fifth set, and France won against the Olympic champions 3-2. Now it's up to both teams to get the last VNL semi-final ticket. France only need 2 sets to join Brazil in advancing from the pool. France versus Serbia go head-to-head for the 13th time in a world competition, enjoying an ever so slight head of 15-14 in the series. It can't be closer.
Allez, petite information particulière à l'occasion de cette rencontre entre la France et la Serbie. On vous le disait tout à l'heure, c'est tout simplement le match qui va qualifier l'une des deux équipes en demi-finale de cette VNL 2018. A noter que l'équipe de France a juste besoin de 2 sets. 2 sets gagnés pour accéder en demi-finale. Notez également que ce sera la 30e fois que les deux équipes se rencontreront. Pour l'instant, c'est l'équipe de France qui mène cette série 15 à 14, 15 victoires pour la France, 14 pour la Serbie. A noter que lors du dernier match en poule préliminaire, c'était la France qui l'avait emporté à Aix-en-Provence. Vous étiez peut-être présent avec nous sur le score de 3-7 à 0. Et enfin, la petite information pour terminer quand même, depuis 8 ans, depuis les derniers championnats du monde en 2010, la Serbie n'a jamais battu l'équipe de France.
Là, il y en a. Non, tu vas regarder.
Allez, puisqu'on sait également que certaines personnes suivent le football, eh bien, on peut vous annoncer que la Belgique mène 1-0 face au Brésil.
To keep you updated, ladies and gentlemen, Belgium against Brazil. The Soccer World Championship. Belgium is in the lead, 1-0. Serbia, on the one hand, reached the World League final in both 2015 and 2016. 2016, they won Brazil with a straight win and got the 2016 FIVB World League winners. And they qualified for this season's 2018 VNL final rounds after finishing in 4th place in the preliminary poll. And France, on the other hand, they won the VNL group stage, qualified as number 1 for the VNL finals. And tonight, it's all about who will win this VNL finals preliminary group. Let's start the official warm-up at the net. 10 minutes to go. Guys, watch out, some of the key players of both teams. Let's start with Serbia. One of the best setters. Play with number 9, He plays in the Turkish league. In the national team, he's the setter. It's Nikola Jovovic, player with number 9.
Allez, vous avez là à l'écran, mesdames et messieurs, le numéro 9 de l'équipe de Serbie. C'est tout simplement le maître à jouer de l'équipe, le passeur Nikola Jovovic.
And his teammate, number 2, he's one of the best defensive players and best receivers. Overall, he's the outside hitter of Team Serbia. Play with number 2. He's 1,97 m tall. Uroš Kovačević.
Et toujours du côté de l'équipe serbe, le numéro 2, meilleur attaquant, meilleur receveur de cette VNL, mesdames et messieurs. Le numéro 2, donc, de l'équipe de Serbie, Uroš Kovačević.
And another one, maybe the best scorer, the best spiker, scoring more than 140 points in the VNL group stage. He's Serbia's leading VNL scorer. Player with number 16, 2 meters too tall, Razan Luboric.
Et toujours du côté de l'équipe serbe, le numéro 16, il a marqué plus de 140 points dans cette VNL. C'est le meilleur marqueur, le meilleur attaquant de son équipe de Serbie. Et c'est pour l'instant, et bien tout simplement, le meilleur scoreur également de l'équipe de Serbie. Mesdames et messieurs, le numéro 16, donc Razan Luboric.
The FIVB Men's Volleyball Nations League has come to Lille in France for the finals of this year's inaugural competition. 6 teams were battling it out to be crowned this year's champion. However, one team have gone, Poland are out. And one team will be joining them very shortly as well, as we will have our final 4. Our semi-finalists will be known. We have 3. It's Brazil, Russia and the USA. But who from France versus Serbia will be joining them? We will be finding out over the course of this feature match, which sees the hosts taking on Serbia at this magnificent Stade Pierre Mauroy. Clayton Lucas here with you for this one. France, no doubt buoyed on by their football team's success earlier in making their way through to the semi-finals, will be hoping to emulate them and book their place. They only need one of 3 things to happen. Win 3-1, 3-0, or lose 3-2. And Tilly will breathe a lot easier if any of those happen. This was Serbia arriving, making their way into the arena. They played superbly well against Brazil, but they were beaten. And now they have to do it all again. They have their backs to the wall. They have to try and beat the hosts in front of an almost capacity crowd here. The fans still filing in. We saw a very high level of volleyball. Antanasievich was a key player. Grubic knows his team have to fight, have to play well again. I'm delighted to be joined by Australia head coach Mark Leverdew as we have a quick look at what's left to play. It's France versus Serbia before we head into the semi-finals. Those have been the results over the last couple of days. And Mark, this should be just a joy to watch. Volleyball is always a joy to watch for us, I know, and for you particularly, but what are you looking forward to about this one?
Yeah, good evening, Clayton. You're absolutely right. It's a joy for me to be here. Really, just watching the games and talking about them. It's just about the easiest job that I can think of, and maybe the most fun. Tonight's going to be a really good game. French crowd have poured in here. Quite a few have come out today. It's an important game. The semi-final spot's up for grabs. The French, while they'll be happy with the 3-2 victory against a tough team in Brazil, will be a little bit nervous that they've left the door open a little bit for Serbia here. They need to get those 2 sets, and I think they'll be able to, but I think that we'll see quite a few nervous moments until they do get those 2 sets on the board.
This was match points for France versus Brazil. And it was a delighted French team to secure the victory in front of a very happy French coaching staff and a delighted set of fans who witnessed the victory. This was Serbia against Brazil, and this was probably arguably one of the plays of the tournament so far. William with a dig off the foot, just unbelievable stuff that was going on. Such was the level. In the end, it was a roll shot from Douglas. Serbia touching the net. Dalzotto and his team going crazy as they got the victory and consigned Serbia now to the situation that we currently see. Serbia bottom of Pool A, but a victory by 3-0 or 3-1 will see them send France packing. This was the coin toss that happened earlier on. Denis Espelis leading the Republic, first referee presiding over the toss with Tom Beauty of France and Dimirovic of Serbia. The history between the 2 teams looks like this. France have the edge, 15 matches to 14 in all major FIVB competitions. And this is what it looks like recently. It's all France. 3-0 in the preliminary rounds. And this is what we can look forward to from some of the stars from each of the teams.
Kevin Leroux is the biggest French guy. He's really strong in attack, has a great arm, is a little bit inconsistent with his serve, but when he's on fire, he can really rip it and get big series. Atanasievich is one of the big stars of world volleyball. He's a really strong opposite, emotional, strong, fast guy from his team. He's normally the guy they rely on the most in the big moments, and I'm sure we'll have a few of those big moments today.
Another player that is relied on heavily, Tony Uti.
On va vous rappeler donc que des affiches de l'équipe de France vous ont été installées dans les tribunes à chaque siège.
I think
à l'opposé au
I've had
recto
the dubious pleasure of seeing Tony Uti up close a lot in the last few years. I don't think my team's ever managed to come up ahead of him in a game. He's really able to control the game. He's a quiet leader and really important guy for his team.
Another big player for Serbia through the middle, but he's so reliant on the players around him as well. Good ball in, and he's certainly a massive threat for the team.
Serbia have 2 great middles in Podrašin and Lisinac. He didn't have such a great game yesterday, but he'll bounce back today for sure.
N'oubliez pas également de commencer à plier vos clap-clap pour faire le plus de bruit possible tout au long de cette game.
Yes, au format.
Special in their first match against Brazil. onto court. The flag bearers coming out as well. It is time for the national anthems. We will start in Serbia. We'll finish with France.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the clash, Serbia meeting France. May I ask you to stand up for the national anthem of Serbia.
Mesdames et messieurs, veuillez maintenant vous lever pour les hymnes nationaux, en commençant par l'hymne national de la Serbie.
By the national anthem of France.
Mesdames et messieurs, place maintenant à l'hymne national de la France. Mesdames et messieurs, la Marseillaise.
Great support from the fans with an a cappella rendition of the anthem to finish things off for France and get them pumped and ready to play. Time to meet the referees. Denis Cespedes from the Dominican Republic is the first official. More than ably assisted by Russia's Andrei Zenovic. And the challenge referee today is from China, Mr. Liu Jiang. This is what we can look forward to.
Let's meet the starters of Team Serbia. Player with number 2.
Serbia it is who'll be coming out onto court first. It's number 2, Uros Kovacevic, who will be going through the outside. Didn't have the best of matches against Brazil. Knows he'll need to play much better than he did if he's going to keep his place on court to help Serbia get over the line. The captain, Marko Ivovic, the other outside hitter, number 8, Nikola Jovovic, Number 9 is setting. Alexander Atanasievich, number 14, is in the opposite slots. Marko Podraskinin, number 18, going through the middle. And number 20, Sretsko Lizinets, the other middle blocker. And the starting libero will be number 19, Nikola Rosic. That's who Grbić has gone with.
That's the lineup that we expected to see. The key guy for them, I think, today is going to be number 2, Kovacevic. He was having some difficulties yesterday, and how he responds to that and bounces back today will be a really good indicator of how well Serbia can play.
Now it's time for Team France to come out onto court. Number 6, Benjamin Tonuti, the captain, is in the setting role. He starts. Elvin Ngapeth with the outside number 9. He starts. Kevin Leroux, middle blocking. Number 10, he starts. Stephen Boyer in the opposite slot, number 12. He gets the nod. The other middle blocker will be number 14, Nicholas Silikov. And then a slight change from match day 1 from the outside is number 18, Thibaut Rossard. And the libero is Janaya Grebenikov, number 2. Tilly going with what he believes is a team that can get the job done.
No surprises there again. Rossard came in early in the match against Brazil in place of Kevin Tilly. He had a good match in a victory, so that he gets the opportunity to start today is not a big surprise.
Kovacevic starts at 4 in the front row. Mirovic, the setter, will be in the back row at 6. And for France, slightly similar lineup in some respects. Setter in the back row, but it's Tonuti at 1. And Boyer will start in the front row for France. The players are ready, the crowd are most definitely ready for this one here in Lille. It's Serbia in all red, serving. It's France in all white, receiving. This game to decide who will be going through to the semi-finals of the men's FIVB Volleyball Nations League finals here in France. Good covering by Rosic. Kovacevic can't find a way through just yet, but now he does, and that's an important and impressive start for Kovacevic.
They got the first breakpoint chance, took advantage of it right off the bat. Kovacevic is already involved and engaged in the game. That's a really good sign for Serbia.
Kovacevic to serve again. Great ball by Grebenikov. Well, that's a real shame. The ball rolling down the net for Atanasievich, and then, despite him getting his hands on it, couldn't guide it to anybody else.
Those are the plays that can really make a difference in the game. We see a lot of times in these teams where they can convert those ones into points. This one's a point for France. Maybe it's a bit of a letting off the hook there.
France definitely letting Serbia off the hook with that serve by Ngapeth. Raskinin now will go back to Serbia. Chianese, number 21. You would have seen him at the start wandering down or hobbling down. Still injured, won't be playing in this game. Raskinin also being very kind, giving the point to France. Leroux with the serve. continues. France will not be happy with that.
Okay, it's no problem, but if you leave this one, you have to leave all the game.
Definitely could have called that one a ball handling error. On top of being not very clean, it wasn't very good. But Kovacevic just with a little bit of strange timing manages to dribble that off the block for a point somehow.
Tonuti looking around the screen. That isn't a screen for Serbia. As Antanasijevic delivers a really good jump serve, but that's an excellent return. Boyer in the opposite slot, putting the ball away for France.
Sees the seam there between the blockers. Lisinets doesn't close up as well as he probably would on a set like that, and it's relatively easy swing for Boyer to find the hole between the blockers.
Nice work. Well, Kovacevic gives the impression of being a confidence player. Gets that first ball away, and he's a completely different athlete to the guy that we saw playing yesterday.
Absolutely. He's an emotional guy. He needs to feed off something. He's got 3 quick points on the board.
Sad's first serve of the match. All square at the moment, 4-4. Serbia just sneak in front.
Serving's a little bit tentative, a little bit uncontrolled up until now. That's normal at the start of such an important game.
Lisinets it will be for Serbia. Nice play. Tonuti went as if he was going to go middle and then shot it right out to four. Just hooked Serbia's middle in to create the gap.
Yeah, the way the setters can move their hands a little bit, delay the action, all of those things play with the minds of the middle blockers, and then by accelerating it to position 4 so fast, Engapet can squeeze it down the front of the block.
Fantastic swing by Antanasijevic.
Changing direction of his movement, setting in the opposite direction to his movement rather. 1 against 1 for Antanasijevic is an easy point.
Great use of the middle. LaRue firing that one down.
On perfect reception like this, it's great timing from LaRue. The blocker has to respond after the set, and by then it's too late.
Nice play by Ivovic. Having the swing on the right side of court.
Ivovic is a really powerful, athletic player. He contacts the ball way above the net. He can go through the top of Engapet's hands there.
Good use from the pipe by Rossard. First time France have run that in the match so far.
In this rotation, the teams want to serve to Engapet because they're expecting him to get the ball after reception. But by doing that, they can open up the pipe there for Rossard.
Into the technical timeout. Only a point separating the two teams. Serbia with a slender lead.
It's been a pretty good start from both teams. Kovacevic, who we tip as being an important player, has 3 points on the board. Also from some tough situations. Shown that he's come
Faut vraiment, avec Kovacevic, il ne faut pas chercher la hauteur, il faut vraiment être homogène, quitte à la garder la balle, d'accord? Après on est là, c'est tout, on va faire travailler au service, fort, roulette, etc. et on va les avoir, d'accord? Mais il faut qu'on soit patient comme ça, comme là, c'est bien.
Okay.
Earlier on before the rounds, Mark in Australia, how to deal with these two teams. Was there a particular game plan or any particular players you tried to shut down, particularly for France?
With France, it's important to understand a little bit what Engapet's trying to do. They played with a really similar lineup when we played them, and we didn't have a good day on that day.
Raskinen it is with the serve for Serbia. Very nice, good ball in from Grebenikov. All he was concerned about was getting a good pass. Took himself out of any kind of cover, but made sure the ball was great. From there, let's get their side out.
That game 6 or 7 weeks ago, one player that we had a big problem controlling was Boye for exactly that reason. It's a little bit too fast for our outside blockers.
Good play by Kovacevic.
Nice set from Jovic, gets him out close to the antenna, and then Kovacevic has a great wrist to turn it off the outside blockers.
Serbia slow it down, they have a chance in transition. Taken by Atanasievich.
First set after the set from Tonguzi after serve reception was a little trick move that didn't fool the Serbian block. They had a really good transition, and Atanasievich will score one against one today.
That was very nice indeed, because Serbia thought it was going middle, and Rossad had a free swing at 4.
We talked earlier in the set about the little hand delay that made the middle blocker wait or even jump. This time, Tonguzi got both the blockers to jump, and one against none. There was definitely score all day.
Potentially a chance, because the block had done very well to slow down Serbia's pipe attack, but Boye couldn't move quickly enough to chase the ball after it hit the block.
He was still moving a little bit as the spiker hit the ball, and in the wrong direction. He couldn't change direction in time.
Right now, that's been the Achilles heel for Kovacevic. Twice he's gone back, twice he's upset the net and himself in the process.
He's been good at the net until now, but not so good from the service line.
Rossard for France. Oh, he served Rossard right in between Rosic and Ivovic.
Rossard has a really super high toss. On that instance, he didn't hit it with the same power that he often does, 93 kilometres an hour, but it seemed to mesmerise the receivers. That's more like his normal serve.
It's a great dig by Grebenikov. Great dig by Rosic. Unforced error, Atanasievich. France take the point. France go in front.
That was a strong serve from Rossard. Atanasievich really should have done better with that attack. He had a clean lane down the line. Didn't need to push it so deep.
Timeout called by Serbia.
Ide na desno, ti probaj da nije spreman. Ok, ali očekuj da će tu.
Super se odbranio, Mare. Ušao čovjek na jedan blok. Probajte, kad ostane Boje iza glave, prva, druga linija, sa kecom i sa šesticom, uđete malo napred jer udara sve između bloka. I u sred terenu.
The French block is so focused on Lisinats there that Jovanovic can set it over the top of the pipe, and we get a great view of a great facial expression.
Good leave by France. France got the block up, but it's Antanasiewicz who puts the ball off it and out of play for the point.
It was pretty good position and timing from the block there. Sometimes even a perfect block won't be enough against a quality hitter like Antanasiewicz.
Good work from Boyer. Looked like he took a bit of a pace off that one.
Great back set from Tonyuti from that position. Just a little bit in front of his face to change the direction. Rosic lost sight of that and popped one off the top of his forehead.
Good work by Podraskanin. That was all a little bit tight up and close to Leroux, but he still found the space to put it on the floor.
Nice turn to position one from Podraskanin.
Udovic with the serve. Early call and a good lead by France.
Serbia really going after their serves. Haven't been able to put on maybe as much pressure as they would like, but they haven't taken anything off them as of yet.
Well, that was a little bit difficult. Kovacevic, that was also difficult for him, but he's still keeping it in play, and he goes for an even harder volley, but that didn't hit the floor. It does now, it goes out of play. What a great recovery that was from France, but it's Serbia that come up with the point.
That was a really nice, complete rally from Kovacevic. It was a tough serve from Angapet. He had to take it short, was out of position, and then on the third try, he could push it down the front.
The action's just not quick enough by Ivovic or Jovovic. And we head into the second technical timeout. Again, just 1 point separating the teams.
It's pretty evenly matched until now. The intensity of the game is obviously higher than the previous game. Both teams need to win this rather than just want to win it.
Tout le monde, on reste qu'avec la tête. L'arbitre, il va rien siffler, d'accord? Ok. C'est bien, on lui met la pression, ça va marcher. On lui ferme bien l'épaule gauche. Il pousse la balle, on peut rien faire, c'est bien joué. Il faut être patient, les gars, ok? Et ça va venir, ça va tourner. Il y a l'alternance du service, on peut servir sur les deux. Allez.
The action so far from the set. Fans getting really involved. in what's going on. Good up by Ngapeth. Great swing, Rossan against a triple block.
Rebic is pretty nonplussed on the sideline, but he'll be disappointed about that. The first thing about playing against Rossan is to block the line on the high ball. They give him too much in the lane there. Jovic would think that he should have dug that, but probably the block needs to take that shot away.
Nice ball in by Rosic. Kovacevic was trying to belt that one to the line. He thinks he caught a piece of it. He's asking for a challenge from his coach to be called.
I think he hopes he got a piece of it. And that replay seems to be pretty clear.
I like the way you left that open just so we can say that it was out.
There it is. Hawkeye never lies.
Serbia called timeout. France have just opened up a bit of daylight between them.
After the technical timeout, France really came out and fired up.
Ništa ljudi, pazite sad, možda pusti plovak, sve to opet sredina terena i pazite na sajlu, okej? Ako se lopta odvoji od sajle, idemo u zaštitu pošto im je boje napred. Znači imaju visok blok, okej? Daj dalje, ajde!
So really getting the crowd fired up for this one. Leroux to serve. Just not quite the contact he was looking for.
It's almost no contact even with the floor.
Nicely done. They've gone through the middle. It was a really good serve. Ngapeth made the pass.
It's a short rally, but that's almost perfect volleyball from start to finish. Great serve, great reception from a difficult serve. First tempo, no defender touches it. About as perfect as you can get.
Boyer was looking to drop that shot, trying to bring Serbia forward, make it tricky. Kovacevic maybe will get one in. He's had 2 goes. That's a find. The call. Well, it's a hat-trick and misses, but that one, a slightly more aggressive error from him. At least France had to think about it.
He's pretty disappointed with himself for that, but it doesn't change the outcome.
Rossan. His nets couldn't have the full swing he wanted. Boyer does. France take the point.
Brizard was in to block for Tonyuti. He got the ball straight back for Boyer. It was a little bit too fast for Lisinats. Except for Lisinats, Jovic was miles too low. With Lisinats, you have to set it somewhere up near the roof and let him jump.
So that's one of the scariest jumps you're likely to see for height. That's another ripping serve. Great pickup by Grebenikov.
Yeah, it's right on the setter's head.
absolutely brilliant. Brizard having come in for the blocking substitution, as you mentioned, and he's just put a perfect ball out wide for France to take a point.
Yeah, he's put that out close to the antenna. Jovovic has to reach to try to get in front of Engapet, and Engapet will go off the hands all day.
Really good serving on this for Rossard.
Every serve until now's been to position 5. The last one was to position 1. Maybe we see a short one.
Oh, we've seen an ace! Even better!
I'd like to see the speed on that one. I think we're talking about the 120s here. Really ripped that.
Great call, 121.7, and nothing Ivanovic or Rosic could do about it.
After my failed prediction for the short serve, I needed to make up for it, I guess, in the speed.
A couple of changes going on everywhere. So it's Ivanovic has gone off, Katic has come in. Kuzmanovic has also come in for Serbia.
Jovic has just run out of timeouts. He's trying to break the game up in any way that he can.
Serve doesn't find the mark. For the first time in a long time, waiting for Rossard to have that serve. It was, you could hear a pin drop. Tonuti back in, Brizard's done his job.
Exceptionally well.
Rossard is firing on all cylinders, and it's set point now for France.
Tonuti really has the Serbian block under control here. They're jumping nearly every time with the first tempo. Tonuti gives the ball to the second guy who has a clear alley to score.
Julian Liniel in with the serve. Katic gets block out. Liniel's job is done, he'll go off. Lebenikov comes in to make up the service unit with Rossard.
A good spot to attack between the short center and the tall move blocker. You can often get that block out.
Brilliant from Boyer. France under pressure off the serve. It didn't matter. They get the point. They take the set 25-19. They lead 1-0 and they're one set away from a place in the semi-finals.
They really played almost as perfect set as you can play. Tonuti was really the outstanding player on the court. Every time he had any sort of reception to deal with the Serbian block with the 6s and 7s. Kovacevic played really well for Serbia in that set. He's the top scorer in the match with 6 points, but he missed a couple of chances at a decisive point after the second technical, and that was the story of the set.
Serbia with 13 errors didn't help their cause. And it's France who take that set by 6. And now we can see the highlights from the set. Well, these are the stats for where France have been putting the ball.
Well, normally you'd want to serve closer to the sidelines than that. France have served a lot down the middle, but they're still able to make a lot of service pressure in you see the two aces from Rossa right between the receivers in 5 and 6. Serbia almost the same, everything down the middle of the court. They got some good pressure, but Engaped and Benikov have been able to control that ball and give Tonyuti the platform that he's been able to use to control the set.
A glimpse of Caroline Tilly, the wife of head coach Lauren Tilly. Plenty of support for the players, not just from the fans, but from family as well.
Both teams unchanged to start the set, or rather Serbia back to their starting lineup.
Tonyuti to get the second set underway. Nice put away by Podraskinin to quieten down the crowd.
The reception is pretty low and Jovanovic was on the move there. He didn't really have much choice other than to set first tempo. But the quality of his set was good and the quality of the spike was also good.
Nice ball by Rossa. Oh, what a tick that is by Jovovic. But another chance here for France. And Engapeth doesn't need to be asked twice to put the ball away. And when he does, he puts it away.
Yeah, the fast set from the libero. Lisinets did a pretty good job on that, playing the ball over the net so that Tonyuti played the first ball, but Kremenikov set fast to Engapeth, and it's all done.
Great blocking from France to shut down Lisinets. Boyer gambling, and it paid off.
Again, that set is a little bit low for Lisinets, although the help blocker from France, Boyer, was able to get that pretty easily in the end.
Another big serve by Engapeth. Ivanovic, who gets the ball through France's block. And Serbia have the point.
Yeah, Ivanovic has taken advantage of a little bit lack of poor timing by the French block. They're a little bit all over each other, reaching, jumping in different times. Those are the ones that really hurt the blocking team.
Oh, great angle from Boyer.
Boyer really loves to hit that short angle, steps in on the ball, really whips it across court. It's a very difficult ball to defend.
LaRue had to turn away from that one. That was travelling from Atanasievich.
Good back set from Jovovic. Puts it right close to the antenna that Atanasievich has the line to hit.
Engapeth getting in on the action with some light magic.
The center's moving along the net like that, he can create some movement also with the blocker. Lisinec thought he was going to go the short distance. You can see him take a step to the right, which was enough to give Engapeth the clean shot through the middle.
Free ball here for France. Le Goff with a brilliant swing.
Almost a setting error, direct setting error from Jovovic. Gives the free ball that Lukov can easily score first tempo, with the first tempo.
Well, it's too close to the net, and Kovacevic is all over it and in the net.
It's 2 really bad sets in a row from Jovic. Kovacevic didn't have to touch the net there, but he felt like he had to chase it to keep his team in the rally.
Oh, it stayed in play. Lukov getting a brilliant touch. Oh, Engapeth got a hand under it. But when it was looked at again, the referee saying no, he didn't, and it was a half volley.
Good bounce back from Jovic, 2 good sets and 2 really good actions from Kovacevic. That little roll shot. You have to be as good a player as Engapeth to even get close to that one.
Just feel that one from up here in the commentary position. What's a hit?
That's a great hit. The Serbian blockers really don't have a feeling right now for what it is that Tonjuti's going to do. They're always making the wrong decision. There was no block there.
Serbia pleased that they have the ball back.
Especially as that was Rossard's serve who caused him so many problems in the first set.
Serbia take another one, so they're coming back in this set.
Kovacevic hitting with Tonjuti in the front row. Lukov is trying to cover a little bit for Tonjuti, makes the block a little bit less clean. And another imaginative shot from Kovacevic.
Timeout, it's France who take the point, and we head into the first technical. France leading by 2, by 1 set to nothing.
Serbia actually managed to get 1.5 blocks up against the fire.
Probajte srednjaci, probajte da provalite kada trči napred Tonjuti. Ako trči, ako mu je lopta ovde napred, nema šanse odatle da je prebaci iza glave, pogotovo ako je Johnny napred. To sam vam i rekao ono, znači ako ga vidite, kada on trči napred i vidite, gleda srednjaka s ove strane, može da vidi da li ste tu ili niste, ako vas ne vidi, daje prvi tempo.
Vous partez, vous volez vers l'extérieur, donc même quand tu la pousses, vous n'arrivez pas à la jouer. Sautez droit et c'est fini.
Serbia will take some heart from the fact that despite everything, they're already a couple of points out of it.
Serve. He's with the lead. That might have been going long, but it's taken by Jovic. That one has gone long, off of the block, but that's caught.
Off the face, I think you'll find.
Right in his face. Kovacevic gives him a kiss and says, I'm sorry. He just had the kiss cam up in the arena. Oh, right on the schnoz.
Guys that have played together in Italy for years.
Nice block out for France.
Kovacevic tried to get the serve in before the receivers were ready. Succeeded in doing that, but the high ball for Boyer was able to get it off the block and easy side out at the end.
Great pick up by Rossard. ridiculously good by Ngapeth.
We've talked about it quite a few times in this tournament. When the ball's close to the net, the spiker has more options. He can see more of the court. And there you go, Ngapeth, one out of his magic book, the short cross court where nobody can defend it.
He's a player who's combining the two disciplines at times, of beach volleyball with the indoor volleyball. The way he can find those angles and those shots is just, defies belief at times.
Vidite ovo, samo probaj da se skoncentrišete kad je lopta visoka. U prvom setu ovaj paralelu, prošao nam je po paraleli. Sad ova ovdje opet on je udara, videli smo na snimku, udara jako po paraleli po prstima. Znači tu gdje jeste ljudi, samo ispred vas ruke, nema levo, nema desno. Znači samo ruke ispred vas. Moraš mu izaći van bloka ovdje. Neće roknuti jako, zato što je mnogo kratka, ali ove plase moraš da pokući.
Posts. This is the view from above the court. The finals here in Lille. What a finals we're witnessing. France one set to the good. They're leading by 3. They only need this set to go through to the semi-finals. Podraskinin doing his best for Serbia to make that not happen.
He really likes that cut back across his body to one, this time through Leroux's arms.
Kuznets has gone to the bench. Kuzmanovic has come in to replace him through the middle as Podraskinin gets ready to serve. That one was well read by Kuzmanovic. Gurbic should be really happy having made that substitution, but it pays off with a big point.
That's a really good read from both the blockers there. Leroux really had no chance.
Forced error from Ngapeth and a couple of quick points for Serbia, and they're back into this set.
The set can change really fast here. One moment it looked like Serbia was out of it. Now it's 10-10 after an error from Ngapeth.
Good lead, that was close. Brilliant swing, Ivanovic fixed the block cross court and had enough line to work with.
Reception, difficult reception, they just put it high. Jovanovic makes a great set close to the net, and Ivanovic is too big and strong not to score that ball.
Tanasijevic doing a good serve, but it's well dealt with by Grebenikov, and that, well, hasn't caught the block. And Serbia, in fact, having levelled things up, have now gone in front.
2 spiking errors in the space of 3 rallies, this time by Leroux. He doesn't get a really good piece of that. Just floats out the back.
It's up Kovacevic. Well, there's nowhere to go for Ivanovic. Excellent blocking from France.
It's good play on the first defensive ball. Ivanovic pulls it back across his body into the block. It's really hard to go block out from there.
What a serve that was. Tanasijevic ready, he just couldn't get there quickly enough as it came off the block, and it's France who'll take the points.
Earlier, the high ball block against Rossard was too far in court. This time they're in a better position. And Rossard still can hit it off the middle blocker who's trying to cover for Jovovic in block.
Massive effort from Lou. That ball hardly hardly spun, I should say.
Spin is okay.
Jovovic will be looking to impart plenty of spin with his serve. Rossard. Battle of the lefties on the wings for each country's. Rossard goes wide for France. Skovacevic looking to do the same on the other side for Serbia.
You can kind of see in the replay there that the block is at two different heights, which gives the spiker a chance to hit off the middle there. She did successfully twice.
Skovacevic has just been blocked by the smallest man on court, Toniutti.
Toniutti is actually a good blocker. He doesn't try to do too much. He just puts his hands in a good place, lets his spiker do the work or otherwise. In that time, Skovacevic is not able to make a good block out shot. Best float service in the VNL.
Good swing by the golf.
So the French have found their rhythm a little bit the last little period. Serbia did a great job to get to 13-all. France now have a little lead. Golf's approach.
Dégage. 9 points compte à rebours. On n'anticipe pas, on est vraiment en lecture, on est suffisamment rapide pour être en face, la gars. Pour Kovacevic, encore pour toi, encore bien écarté, bien droit. On saute bien droit, on coupe les angles. Ça veut dire qu'il va défendre. Il va falloir défendre à l'ouverture. Sur Ivovic, tu te mets en face de lui. Il va attaquer à l'ouverture du bloc ou au-dessus vers le 6-1. Donc le poste 6 un peu plus vers le 1, d'accord? Allez, gars, comme ça.
Players back out onto court. Rossard with the serve. France back in the ascendancy in this set.
Nice, most dangerous server, back to serve.
He's got the overpass, it's a free ball here. Oh, that was so unlucky for Rosic. Toniutti with a clever play.
That one's really, really hard for the defenders to read. They're not expecting it to come over. The hand position is the same until the very last moment. And then if the blocker touches it, it's impossible.
It's been given as an ace. Right into the corner. Serbia, I think, are going to challenge just for the sake of it. Oh, it's in, isn't it? It's miles in.
It's definitely in. And the heads are hanging a little bit on the Serbian side.
Nema ništa novo, ej. Nema ništa novo. Nema se... Iznenađujemo, igraju dobro, serviraju dobro. Prema tome treba nam opet kažem strpljenje. Okay. Rokaju servis 6-5. Znamo, probamo da sačuvamo i strpljenje na visoku loptu. Okay.
Ace tally doesn't show the whole effect of his serve.
players on this single slam are very similar but different hitting styles. Oh, that was close.
Definitely challenge that one.
Is it going to do that?
Serve nearly all his serves in the 5-6 area. This one he's gone between 1 and 6. Pretty sure it's in.
Very good call. It is in. It's a second ace for Rossard.
I'll let you into a little secret. I'm much better at predicting in-out from up here than I am from down there. My challenge record as a commentator is much better than my challenge record as a coach.
Rossard looking for a hat-trick of aces. Oh, it's not to be. It's a good serving run from him yet again. It's a big lead for France. It's a must-win set for Serbia, even though we've only had one set played because we're just joining us. Serbia have to win this 3-1 or 3-0 to go to the semis. 3-2 won't be good enough, and McGough hammers the ball down. The point goes to France. They've hit the 20-point mark. They're 5 in front.
Jovovic has tried to change the rhythm by serving short, but all he's done is make it easy for the receiver, and McGough has crunched it. Rizard is on Yuti block.
It's off the block.
And then straight back out again for the side out. It's a good swing from Kovacevic to get a little piece of LaRue's hand. He's certainly giving it his all.
It's just sheer frustration for him as he's takes out on his shirt. Hasn't found a serve to go in yet in this game. Good up by Toniutti. Oh, it's a net fault by Serbia. That was an excellent serve from Toniutti. He'd seen that Kovacevic was still frustrated with himself, and he went really quickly at him, and he didn't put a good ball in.
Kovacevic tried to do that in the previous set. Toniutti managed it this time. Serbia a little bit all over the shop right now.
France are definitely not all over the shop. They are shutting up the shop. Another block for them, and they move closer to taking the set, and with it, a place in the semi-finals. Whoa, what a block from Engapeth.
When things are going well, they go well.
Toniutti trying to change things up a little bit.
He normally plays that top spin serve a little bit more often. It's the first time we've actually seen it in the finals. This time it wasn't successful, but I don't think it's going to be that painful.
Nice blocking, Krsmanovic and Ivanovic, but a rather muted celebration to start with by Serbia.
They can really feel their semi-final dream slipping away. This might just be a consolation point. It's a really nice block by Ivanovic and Krsmanovic. They're really close together. Made it as difficult as possible for Engapeth.
It's good work from Rossard, who didn't have much of the court to see. It's great work from Engapeth. He puts it cross-court. It's set point for France. And in the reality of the context of this game, it's semi-final point for France.
It's a great swing from Engapeth.
Ace serve, Engapeth! France take the set, 25-18. They lead 2-0, but already they've booked their place in the semi-finals here in Lille. Serbia can do nothing about it anymore. Even if they win, they can only get 2 points. The 1 point that France have just secured is enough to get them through to the semi-finals.
So really dominating 2 sets from France. They're really focused on every small aspect of the game from the beginning. Tonyuti's been fantastic. Rossard's been on fire from the service line. And Engapet is Engapet, as we saw the last 2 rallies there.
We also saw just before this graphic came up the reaction of Atanasievich. He knew it was all over, and it really is now for Serbia. France can enjoy the rest of this match regardless of the outcome. We can enjoy the highlights from set 2. Well, Serbia will have to pick themselves up here and play for pride, play for their country, play for the honour of wearing the shirt, and see if they can still get a victory. Still 3 sets to play for, but Grbić has just made a whole host of changes.
Serbian side, Lugujic for Atanasievich, Katic is in, Opalic is in, Mihailovic is in, Kuzmanovic stays in, and Kostic in for Jovovic. French, on the other hand, have kept all of their starters in. I thought they might make some changes. Engapet and Coach Tilly were in a long discussion at the end of when they changed hands, but it seems that France are going for the kill.
Mihailovic to get the 3rd set underway. Engapet gets block out. France have the first point, and they'll have the serve to go with it.
Nice, in rhythm. Engapet has it in front of him, can see the block, and straight off the top of the setter's hands.
Nowhere for Katic to go.
Reception's a little bit fast, which means the setter doesn't have much choice. The middle blocker can leave a little bit early. Katic doesn't have the good option there.
Great up by Tonyuti. Rossard with some good cover. Oh, they're still in play! Fantastic! Grbić is going crazy. But he won't be now because the ball has hit the floor and Serbia take the point. But some more moments of magic from Engapet. And a fair bit of luck as well, to be fair. This is the mega rally. Serbia who get the point.
Great cover. Fantastic defense from Tonyuti. Really good back set. Engapet, maybe that ball was going out. Engapet has 1 swing, 2 swings, another great cover. Grbić was really unhappy about Engapet's first contact there, but Luburic on his first attempt to get it down. The Serbians complained that the block didn't have a piece of it for the ball contact.
Easy lead back for France.
Okolic has a good fast float serve, but out of the rhythm of the game, he's pushed that one a long way too long.
Frustrated with himself for not getting that one in.
As good as he's played in other areas of the game, his serve hasn't really been good today. Although the ace and set point in the second was the point that got them into the semi-finals.
Yahoo not working. Ball goes up, Katic has another go. Oh, LaRue just threw himself in the way of that one. And this time Serbia take the point as Kuzmanovic gets the swing.
After a long rally, it's a good first tempo from Kuzmanovic. He had to go back and forth with the net a few times.
Blocking from Serbia.
Instead of going where his body momentum was taking him and spiking cross-court against the middle, boys tried to cut him back to the line unsuccessfully.
A successful swing from LaRue on the shoot ball to get past Kuzmanovic.
Sometimes it's tough on the float serve reception to keep it high. Grossard kept it high. Once Tonyuki has a little bit of time, he can nearly always get the blockers out of position. Really good reception. Serbian blockers were ready to go outside. It was more or less 1 against 1 for Engaped.
It's been one area of this set that's letting France down at the moment. It's their serve.
Serbia actually has the lead at this point, despite our impression with their transactions at first.
Keeps it in play. It was outside the antenna by Luburic. His first swing unsuccessful. He was under pressure, but the angle that was being created by the ball coming to him.
Set ended up being a little bit too wide, although it's a tough play to make a perfect set from there. Luburic couldn't quite keep it in play. Nice catch from Luburic.
There's a player in a similar mould to Mikhailovic from Russia, the way that he goes about the business of playing volleyball.
Yeah, no histrionics. Go back, take a swing, win the point more often than not, go back, serve. That's Luburic.
Dig by Rosic. Kostic keeps it in play. And Luburic just trying a little too hard with that one.
You see the difficulty of that high ball from the back row where the spiker can't see the block, can't see the court, has a swing, can't find anything. there's no challenge there. There's no touch there. It looked almost as if people think that the ref would call it out, so they weren't ready to challenge.
Challenge team taking their time. There's no touch. The shadow of the ball going over the fingers is all that we had. It's the technical timeout. Serbia with a 1-point lead. Well, actually, they've now switched it because of the challenge being unsuccessful. Right, Mark. It's now France with the 1-point lead.
It's obviously a little bit more relaxed than the previous two. France have had a couple of really good sequences without being able to take charge of the set. Jovic is still pushing his guys, whatever's there, whoever's playing, to finish the match strongly and finish the tournament strongly.
It is party time here in Lille, and the fans really enjoying this match and their team's performance. Le Goff with the serve. It's getting better and better for France.
Really good, flat, fast flight serve from the Goff. Katic reaching forward, couldn't keep the ball high enough, and it's shanked it off into the court.
Swing by Mihailovic.
Tonuti 1 against 1, still didn't want to take him on. He's pulled it across with his wrist onto the line where it couldn't defend it.
That one went down just too quickly. Mihailovic couldn't get his hand under it.
Maybe Luburic had a better chance to defend it, but there's enough speed on the ball from Tonuti that the middle can't close. Peck can go high seam for the point.
Nikolic has got that off, though. He hasn't got it off the block. It's just an error. It's out of play. France take the point.
Like Nikolic's serve out, it looked like he forced it a little bit. Missed the sideline.
It's better from Luburic.
Direction of his movement from Kostic, which can push across court.
Free ball here for Serbia. Oh, that is just unbelievable dig from Grebenikov, and almost, though, confusion, which gives Serbia another free ball, and they get the block out. But what an amazing dig that was by Grebenikov to soak up the pressure of that spike.
He's not one of the best liberos in the world by accident. It's a really nice dig. Timing of Engapet's block's not very good there. He loses the form of his hands.
Nice work from Boyer. Jovic looking at the first referee as if to say, well, why didn't we get a double touch call on that set out wide from the roll shot from Boyer?
Well, it was a bit of a scramble, but Boyer's class Serbia to make the last contact perfect.
Ace serve, Engapeth.
The second ace from Engapeth, one on the sideline in 5, one on the sideline in 1. There's been quite a few service errors in between, but the 2 aces have been of the highest quality.
It's another one from Engapeth. This time he goes inside Vasiljevic after beating him to the outside.
There are 4 seams between receivers in a volleyball game. He now has aces in 3 of the 4 seams. Let's see if he goes for the seam between 5 and 6.
Ajde da se setimo da kad je teška lopta, da se izvlačimo, da ne idemo pod blok mile, da se izvlačimo na kratku dijagonalu. Jer si ušao i on je plasno i nisi uzeo. Ajde da se setimo ljudi tih stvari. Ako rokne vamo u liniju svaka čast, ostani najjači servisnik od 6-1. Tu zaštiti, a ovo moraš da očekuješ da je spasiš ako ide kratka, ne razumiješ? Znači najjači servisnik je 6-1. Okej, daj!
Engapeth's looking for a hat-trick of aces. Oh, it's a big serve. And it's a really good return. Katic fires it away cross court.
That was pretty close to the 5-6 seam. Good reception under the circumstances. Katic gets on it early and beats the block before its competition.
Kostic doesn't find the court. Stay in play for France. Tonuti full stretch. Looked like he was going to go over on the ball, but he's backcourt anyway and went to the middle. Brilliant play.
That wasn't really good first contact, or didn't look like a really good first contact from LaRue. But Tonuiti's so fast to get his feet under the ball, gets 2 hands on it instead of 1. And from there he does all the work for all the golf had to do is let his hand fall on top of the ball. Into the 3-metre area.
Second technical timeout. France lead by 5. They lead 2-0. The fans are going crazy. And one-court announcer is helping them to do it. Unlucky fans just won herself a volleyball. LaRue for France. Oh, that's great. Tonuiti knew Boyer wasn't able to hit behind. Rossard, the best option, and he used him brilliantly.
Manovic remembered the previous side out or transition attempt, was focusing on the first tempo. That left Rossard with only 1 block.
Hey, serve, LaRue, they're all getting in on the act.
All of the heat is out of this game now. Now it's just an exhibition for France.
Timeout called.
121 kilometres an hour.
We've seen some big serves from these teams here.
Ajde ovako da probam. Ajde ovako probam. Znači, ovo je teren, okej. Sad on servira odavde, jel tako? I rekli smo da servira
Evo, glimpse of the
ovde
other
i
assistant
ovde,
coach's
tako,
hand there
odavde
of
u
the,
ovom delu tu. Ajde da rizikujemo da ako je
one of the
udari
teams
ovde,
used now the tablet
ovde, ja dajem
as a
ostavku kao selektor
video
istog
feed
sekunda. U redu,
behind the court.
ovde ako je rokne, moja
6 or
lopta.
8 second
Redu,
delay.
ajde.
The coaching staff can actually see replays of all of the actions that they see on the court. It's a really great tool, and at this point I almost can't live without it.
LaRue's got himself a second ace. They must be playing for 50 cents to see who's going to be the top server in this match. And LaRue now looking for his hat-trick of aces.
Just a quick glance at the stats. Rossard is still in the box seat for that 50 cents. At this rate, Engapan won't get around and they have another chance to serve. But maybe LaRue's the one.
Nice, but no cigar and no hat-trick. Katic for Serbia. Oh, that's just brilliant. Toniuti with a dig set to the middle and a reverse dig set at that.
Yeah, that was a pretty special play.
Just see Toniuti's face as he knew what he was about to do. Play Mihailovic. It's got to be difficult for Serbia in this situation. The bench are on, they're trying to make something happen. They know the game's lost.
Good swing from Mihailovic. Fast inside the block.
It really is party time for France. Boyer putting that one away.
Is in for Toniuti again to block. So I have a feeling he might stay in for a couple of goals this time.
Offside with the serve. It's a belter, it's an overpass. Engapethos on two. Oh, goodness me, Brizard wasn't ready for that. The only player not ready. Engapeth wanted him to have the swing. And Brizard suddenly caught out. Unfortunately for him, he's missed the court. He had a free net as well.
I have a feeling that Brizard thought Engapeth was going to set that one first tempo to the drop, which is why he wasn't ready.
Just stay in play. Oh, that was unlucky for Katic. Really good hang time from Boyer. Changed his rhythm completely as he had a swing on that one.
As good a setter as Brizard is, the rhythm and tempo that he sets is slightly different from Toniuti. He can sometimes take the spikers one or two actions to get used to the difference.
Good swing by Lubric. Serbia, though, just going through the motions.
Rossard wasn't expecting it to go.
Mihailovic to serve. It's a good serve. Brizard way off the net. Doesn't matter though. Engapeth, block out, point France.
Only 4 metres from the net, but Brizard didn't dare use his hands to set it. He used the underarm pass. Close to the net, still a perfect set. From that place, Engapeth can easily go off and block his hands.
Brizard was wanting to get himself an ace. It's not to be. Okolic to serve. Recycled by Peru. Oh, well kept in play by Mihailovic. Free ball for France. 3 attacking options in the front row. And it's Ngapé who slices through Serbia's block to bring up match point for France.
Great hit on the last play. Set goes wide, the block is at the antenna. Ngapé can cut across court easily.
Can he finish it in style? Well, he's got Serbia scrambling. Oh, unbelievable dig from Rossard. But it won't be a grandstand finish at the first time of asking for France. Serbia get the side out. France still with plenty of match point chances.
Even at this stage of the match, boy didn't want Serbia to have any free points.
It's all over. It's done and dusted now. France have taken the set, 25-17, the match 3-0. They go through to the semi-finals here in Lille. It's Serbia who are going home.
France definitely deserved their place in the semi-final. They put in, especially for those first 2 sets when the match was live, so to speak, a fantastic performance. They dominated every part of the match from the service line. Tonyuti had a great Manchester setter, distributed the ball perfectly. All the spikers were able to score at will, and Serbia really had no chance today.
Serbia gave it their all. Kovacevic had a really good start to the match. He got what he wanted. The first swing he had was a point, and he was buoyed up for that. But it just was a great performance from France, who held on for the first 2 sets, and that was it. It was all over because they had the 1 point they needed. And then with Serbia making the changes in set 3 and taking the starters off, there was nothing the second string could do against a jubilant French side who went on to win that set with ease. France finished top of their group. That means they'll be playing the USA in the semi-finals. Russia will be playing Brazil. This is the tale of the match overall. France dominating in every department, except they made more errors.
They dominated in every department. This goes to show that the number of errors isn't always a negative. France were really pushing their serve, which you can see by the 10 aces, although a lot of them were in the 3rd set. They really did dominate the match and never looked like losing it once we got past the first technical timeout. They'll be really pleased with their performance, and they'll go into the USA match really full of confidence, and that should be a real cracker.
Players are going to get the fans involved with this one. Timing an issue at the moment. It's been a magnificent day for France. The volleyball side through to the semi-finals of the Volleyball Nations League finals. The football team through to the semi-finals of the World Cup, and now we can hear from
The second
Boyer.
win in the second match in front of this crazy atmosphere. How was it?
Was I think easier than 2 days ago, but we had to win for 2 sets to be qualified for the semi-final, and 3 sets here to finish first. And for us was the most important game today. Now we have some hours to rest before to wake up and to start our day and match day against USA. And we will go back fast in the hotel to rest.
As you mentioned before, after the second set, it was clear that you will advance to the semis, but you didn't change, you didn't stop. Why?
because like the third set we had to win in 3 sets, like to be first, and I prefer to play USA and then Russia in semi-final. I think everybody preferred this.
Tomorrow against the US. All the best.
Thank you.
Well, they'll be going back to get some much-needed rest and prepare for their game against the USA. They've got the job done. Here are the highlights from the match. So this is how it's all panned out. France beating Serbia 3-0. Russia beat the USA 3-0 earlier on. And we have our 4 semi-finalists. And this is how it's all finished. France topping Pool A, Brazil in second place, Russia topping Pool B, USA in second place. So France play the USA and Russia play Brazil. Serbia and Poland are on their way home. And we'll look to come back next year and vie for the VNL title. But for this year, it's all over for both of those teams. Well, that concludes the volleyball from today. We hope you've enjoyed it. We have 2 semi-finals to bring you tomorrow. Until then, from all of us here, myself, Clayton Lucas and Mark Lebedew, it's the end of the broadcast. Thanks for being part of the game.